Hello everyone, I'm Andrew, and today I wanted to reflect and give background about me and the Toontown community leading up to 2022. I wanted to start off first by mentioning that I'm terrible with naming stuff, and my channel and Toon names are definitely proof of that. I wanted to share the origin of my nicknames though. My close friends usually refer to me as Drew, but I also go by Wazup or Cool. I got the name Wazup from the Budweiser Super Bowl commercial. I don't know why that stuck, it just kinda did. And I actually copied the name Cool from other Toontown players back in like 2007. I joined Toontown Online during the summer of 2006. The game was blowing up and there were lots of commercials for the game. In the beginning I had no idea what I was doing and made my first toon named Boo Boo Wild Gargle, a red cat. 2007 to 2009 was when I started to become a lot more familiar with the game. There was a lot of time before I actually got my membership, and I remembered getting stuck with the guest limit, and I got frustrated and deleted my toon. Just one day, I don't know. But when I did get my membership, I restarted a toon and started actually paying attention, doing the task line, and realized that the game isn't just developing your gags. I had all the basics for throw and squirt, and knew the street layouts like the back of my mind. Cellbot HQ massively increased my interest in the game. Before then, I wasn't doing any bosses or anything like that, but the factory, being able to choose your path was really cool. The VP wasn't like a super hard boss, but there were 2 rounds to it, and it really made me more interested in the game, because I actually died. I used to die to the VP, because I wouldn't know what I was doing, or I'd be too low laugh, or whatever. In 2009 though, when they added boarding groups, it made it harder to get into the VP battle if you weren't prepared. So if you had, bad gags, you were a low suit, and didn't have like 100 laugh, you probably weren't making the cut. Boarding groups forced me to focus on my gags. Eventually I maxed them and learned an important lesson. I chose the 105 plus story cog buildings task. I don't know why on earth I picked it. I thought I wanted a challenge or something. It took me an entire summer to do it, so that was something. 2009 to 2010 was when I started playing this game religiously. Back then there were enough active players that you could do anything and get a group quickly. Sound combinations became like second nature, and I started getting a little bit better at the game. 2011 to 2012 was when I'd say the game started declining. I had started taking breaks from the game, and there wasn't really much in terms of content after 2008, except for like parties and accessories, which were kind of cool, but wasn't like game changing. And then they added field offices, which I actually liked because I was a 100 laugh toon, I could solo them, the reward was kind of garbage, but it wasn't like so bad that it wasn't worth it. Like, it was still kind of worth it. But yeah, I didn't have to worry about them filling up the streets or anything, I just farmed them. During this time, I still watched a lot of Toontown content on YouTube from 2006 to 2012, with tons of content creators making videos for Toontown. I owe a huge amount of my inspiration to Coach Z, DJYC21215, Mallow45, and others. I probably would have never made Toontown videos if they didn't, so a huge amount of credit goes to them. With the decline of the population, I started to become less interested in the game. There were like no CEO groups, Cash was sometimes dead, Cell was filled with inexperienced players, Law had like no one there, so I decided to push the limit. In 2012, I decided to hack the game with a mostly patched Python injector. At the time I didn't know it was patched. I started losing interest in the game, so I just started doing things that, I just didn't care. So yeah, I didn't get anything in game. I also got terminated and chose not to appeal. I still had a connection to the game, but I wasn't able to play, and a year later I heard on the news that Disney Interactive was going to pull the plug on Toontown Online. I was pretty distraught, I'm not gonna lie. Eventually I was given another chance, and everyone was actually, because Toontown Rewritten and Toontown Infinite were launching. I originally only played Toontown Infinite because it came out first, and I kept my eye to see which one would prevail. I had an account for both, but I mained Toontown Infinite. I was able to get to 112 laugh in a couple of months of playing Toontown Infinite, maxing 5 of my 6 tracks and maxing Cell completely. But early 2015, I think it was January 19th, 2015, Toontown Infinite closed, and it was just Toontown Rewritten. When I first started playing TTR in 2015, I swore I'd never start all over again on any Toontown servers. If TTR disappears, I'm going to be done with Toontown forever. Toontown Corporate Clash was another server that popped up, but I wasn't going to split my focus on 2 different games. To me, personally, I really like the features and the rapid updates about Corporate Clash, and they changed the combat system, which was really awesome, but it's not enough for me to dump hours and hours and hours into. I guess personally it's just not really for me. After having my toon wiped from Toontown Infinite, I was pretty unmotivated to play the game, so the first few months I didn't make much progress, and I realized that there was a better way to play. Since you don't have to pay for multiple memberships for multiple different accounts, I made a second toon, Mama Cool. This toon was made just to train my toon's drop, and in my first Toontown video, that toon is featured. I maxed Cell and met some really close friends back then, and was prepared for Operation Storm Cellbot. After that, I quickly made my way to boss, and before the year ended, I maxed, reaching 119 laugh. 2016 was the year that I refused to do Law. I was able to reluctantly max Cash at 126 laugh, and I was mostly focusing on my main toon, getting more SOS cards, unites, and starting the extracurricular activities. 2017 was when I maxed Law and started working on my other toons a lot more, and I made new toons. I made an Uber, a boss bot only toon, and I quickly maxed Cell on Mama Cool. Up until 2018, I'd consider myself more of a casual player. I maxed Cash on Mama Cool, and I became more accustomed to Discord and intended on becoming more involved in the community. I made a Discord server called the SOS Shopping Mall, which helped me get loads of SOS cards and meet tons of different people. Because of this, I'd say I have a unique perspective on this community. 2019 was like a renaissance for me as a player. I maxed my toon, I soloed the CEO, which I've always been wanting to do. I added 2 more cools to the army, I maxed their Cell, I maxed the 3 other cools Law, I maxed Boss on 4 new toons, 3 of them being cool, and 1 was that boss only toon. I created 4 more cool toons and started doing one-man armies. I also SOS shopped like crazy and maxed up my 5 stars on my 4 highest toons. In early 2020, I decided to close down my Discord server to the public, and I was pretty burnt out of the game. I was thinking about quitting a lot because it seemed like everything was winding down, a lot of people were quitting, and I just wasn't having a lot of fun. But I eventually decided against it a few months later. The COVID-19 pandemic also played a massive role. Since I was home a lot more, and more people were starting to play again, it kind of reinvigorated me. Towards summer 2020, we remade the server, and I became a lot more active again. I started multi-tuning more often, and I decided to work on my Black Cats more. I maxed their Cell and the 4 other cools at the same time. I maxed Mama Cool, putting me at 2 max toons, and then towards the end of 2020, our server was eligible for the Toontown Partner Program. By the end of the year, we became Toontown Partners. Previously, I considered joining the Toontown Partner Program as a content creator, but there are mandates for when you post and what you post. I initially ruled out applying for the Partner Program entirely, until I heard they also have community representatives for communities in relation to the game. After some thought, I decided to apply as a community representative instead. The only thing I've really done in 2021 was max my 4 other cools Cash and manage my community. I'm also currently about 80% done with my SOS book. I don't know when I'll be done making videos for this game. I still enjoy making content and it's still fun to me, but I will eventually quit. I just won't do it when there's still things I want to do. I believe in endings, and one day I won't have anything else to cover. I usually try to make a video or 2 every month or so, focusing mainly on strategies and personal achievements that I've made over the rants and discussions, since I'm honestly not crazy passionate about certain trends in the community. Each year that goes by that I'm still playing this game, I improve more and more. This game, while egregiously tedious at times, is very rewarding. Pairing my in-game experiences with my YouTube experience has fascinated me in so many different ways. When first making videos, I wanted to help new players and old players alike with strategies. I also wanted to document my journey this time. I rarely took screenshots of TTO and lost all footage from that time. When I started TTR, I wanted to document every maxing, every big achievement, and it's still as enjoyable as it was in 2015. I've been involved in the Toondown community for almost 15 years now, and am still able to maintain interest. Hearing feedback about how one of my videos may have helped you, or meeting one of you guys in-game has just been crazy. Lastly, I'm forever grateful to everyone who supported me and my goals over the years. It's kept me going, and I wouldn't have gotten this far without you guys. Truly, thank you. I'm Wazup, and I'm out. Peace.